Now you can see this is the graph, so percent of responses and wavelength. So as you can see, it is the maximum wavelength for yellow, so maximum responses for the lambda 580 nanometers. So here also you can see the empirical result for 580 nanometers. Now x-axis wavelengths are shown for each color, y-axis is percent response, so the peak of the triangle is at 580 nanometers. Symmetrical decline in responding to nearby wavelengths with the least response to extreme ends blue and red. Now interpretation is that the model produces a classic generalization gradient, strongest response to trained stimulus 580 nanometers, which is yellow in color, and weaker responses to increasing dissimilar stimuli. This mirrors human animal learning where stimuli which are similar elicit similar but not identical responses. And on the right panel, you can see the graph, which is the empirical result, Buckman and Calishes. Human or animal subjects trained on specific monochromatic wavelengths. Y-axis is the response count. So the curve shifts depending on the CS plus, which is trained wavelength, but in all cases, highest response is CS plus, and it declines with distance from CS plus. So model empirical comparison, the connectionist model successfully captures the empirical pattern, which simulates how generalization gradients work and supports using neural network-like connectionist models. Now moving on, we will study what is known as discrimination learning, right? So it investigates how discrimination training affects generalization. Experiment setup is basically two subjects are taken, which are two pigeons. Reinforcement schedule, variable interval. Condition 1 is standard training. When S plus, which is 1000 Hz tone, gives a response P back, and you basically get food. S minus is no tone, R P back, or no food. Condition 2 is discrimination training. S plus 1000 Hz, R to food. Now what will happen? That is in S minus the wavelength is basically the frequency is basically set to 950 Hz of tone. So no food. So interdimensional discrimination, both tones are close in frequency. Test, no reinforcement during testing. Subjects are tested on tones across a wide range. Right. So what is the use of this experiment? We'll discuss right now. So this is the discrimination learning task. Subjects were trained under variable interval reinforcement schedule. One stimulus S plus was reinforced while another S minus was not. Discrimination learning occurs when subjects learn to respond to one stimulus and ignore the other based on association with reward. So insight is that this training results in narrow generalization gradient post-training as the organism becomes more discriminative in its response to stimuli. So it starts discriminating. Right. Now generalization gradients in discrimination learning. So after discrimination learning, subjects show a specific response to the trained stimulus, and the generalization gradient becomes narrower, reflecting the ability to differentiate more precisely between similar stimuli. So you can see in the graph as well, it becomes narrower for this when we have exposed it. So post discrimination learning training, the generalization gradient changes to reflect more specific responses to stimuli. It may be explained by non-overlapping representation in a connectionist or network model.